Hello and thanks for joining us on Nationwide. I am Dennis Adegunloye. The remains of the late Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja, left Lagos this afternoon and have arrived the presidential wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. This is preparatory to the service of songs at the Army Headquarters Garrison Parade Ground, the funeral service at the National Christian Center, and the interment slated for Friday at the National Military Cemetery. A special guard of honor received the corpse, marking the commencement of the funeral of the 23rd Chief of Army Staff. General Lagbaja's death was announced on the 6th of this month. Meanwhile, the Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria, BON, has sent a condolence message to the Chief of Defense Staff, General Musa Christopher, and to all officers and men of the Nigerian Armed Forces over the passing of the late Chief of Army Staff, General Taoreed Lagbaja. Chairman of the Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria, Salihu Abdulhamid Dembos, says the late Chief of Army Staff's service and contributions to the security and stability of Nigeria will be remembered with gratitude and respect by all, noting that his dedication to the nation through various roles of great responsibility has left an indelible impact on the armed forces and the country. As the nation mourns this profound loss, BON offers heartfelt sympathies to the Chief of Defense Staff, members of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, his family, and all who were touched by General Lagbaja's life, and prayed for the peaceful repose of his soul. Effective management of resources by military and security personnel is critical in the ongoing drive to further secure Nigeria and Nigerians. This was the focus of the Strategic Management and Policy Studies Course 7, a flagship program of the Nigerian Army Resource Center aimed at enhancing human development towards attaining professionalism.
As strategic leaders within your various organizations, possessing comprehensive knowledge is vital to your success. This encompasses a broad understanding of various disciplines and human endeavors, extending beyond specific issues or domains. It requires holistic and informed perspectives, enabling informed decision-making and effective navigation of complex challenges.
You have so many equipment, tanks, APCs, and what have you. If you can't manage those things successfully, you cannot perform, they can't perform their responsibility or tasks given to them. It even goes beyond just mere management of those resources. Even the human beings under their care must be catered for administratively. That's why we emphasize administration in the service. But at this level, we're not talking just about administration. It's about the entire packaging.
The course is also designed to meet the academic and professional conduct of senior members of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, from the rank of colonels to major generals, as well as their equivalents in the security and intelligence organization. The Nigerian Legion has appealed for financial inclusion in federal government's annual budgetary allocations to enable it to cater effectively for veterans and their families going through challenging times. This was during commemoration of the 2024 Nigerian Legion Humanitarian Day celebrated in Abuja. Ekene Ndulue reports.
It was an occasion organized to honor courageous men and women who have served in various conflicts and peacekeeping missions. A reminder of the need to support and recognize contributions of these heroes, many of whom have faced physical and psychological challenges.
This government has been doing everything possible to support the veterans, to ensure that those who are receiving pension are receiving their pensions on time, complete, and the arrangement of the palliative that the federal government did, the veterans are included.
What we are praying now is we should be included in the budget so that every year there is a certain amount that's coming to the Legion through budgetary allocation.
The day was another opportunity to provide food and financial support to veterans and family members.
End of the year is a critical period that a lot of people look out, how am I going to do the year? How am I going to run the end of the year? And with the little token that we have in Nigerian Legion, National Headquarters, we try to reach out to them to make them happy a bit.
So it's a day we try to take care of the widows and the children left behind.
The health lectures and medical care that followed, the Legion says, is to ensure members remain strong and healthy in retirement. In Abuja, Ekene Ndulue, NTA News.
Let's turn our attention to agriculture now, with food security on the front burner and ensuring the availability of staples such as wheat all year round. The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, has flagged off the 2024-2025 National Dry Season Farming in Calabar, the Cross River state capital. Paul Abel reports that the event was organised by the National Agricultural Growth Scheme AgroPocket under the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, in partnership with the Cross River State Ministry of Agriculture and Irrigation Development.
The present rate of food inflation in the country, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, and the Commissioners of Agriculture all over the country, the private sector as well as other stakeholders, with the theme, Resilience to Climate Change Towards Sustainable Food Security, are brainstorming at this 46th National Council regular meeting to come up with policies on the way forward to improve this sector.
It is our hope and belief that far-reaching decisions will come up from that meeting that will help us address the high food inflation and all other challenges that we are currently facing in the food sector.
Actually investing in rolling out agriculture in a way that helps us fight multidimensional poverty.
Food is a necessary thing, and it's a must that every Nigerian will go home at least with 3 square meals.
At this meeting, in the next 5 days, participants will review ongoing policies and programs towards ensuring agricultural and socio-economic development of the nation. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
In the meantime, the Nasarawa state government is keying into the food security policy of the federal government through massive land development with its tractorization scheme. Governor Abdullahi Sule says the scheme has seen the deployment of 26 tractors to local government areas. Aliu Tijani reports.
Out of the 30 additional tractors procured by the state government, each local government receives 2 tractors, while the remaining 4 will be leased for revenue generation. Governor Abdullahi Sule warns that the tractors must be used for the purpose to which they are meant for, as he encourages farmers to take advantage of the tractors for large-scale farming.
That in our quest to move from hoe and cutlass method of farming to mechanized agriculture, government has procured additional 30 number tractors for distribution to farmers in the state. This is aimed at improving agricultural production and value chain.
Similarly, operational vehicles and motorcycles have been presented to security agencies in the state to enhance patrol and boost security in the state. Some ministries, departments and agencies in the state also receive operational vehicles.
Use it for the purpose that it was meant for. This is to cushion whatever you are going through.
In Lafia, Aliu Tijani, NTA News.
Now, despite the devastating floods that washed away farmlands during the 2024 rainy season, Kebbi State has achieved an impressive harvest. Approximately 300 million tons of rice have so far been cultivated. Abdul Jalil Mohammed Bawa takes a look at the impact of the harvest on the food base in Kebbi State and the country at large.
Kebbi State is known for its agricultural landscape, positioning it as a major producer of rice, wheat, maize, sorghum, and other crops. Despite the devastating floods during the 2024 rainy season, Kebbi State's agricultural sector demonstrated resilience. Farmers heeding state and federal government advisories cultivated upperlands, yielding impressive harvest.
This flooding comes to the offland area where there is no deep water level. They now transplant, they plant their rice there, and they got
a lot of rice unexpected this year.
This success has a ripple effect on the cost of food items as prices have begun to experience a downturn statewide. For example, a bowl of local rice sells between 1,600 and 2,000 naira, depending on how well it is polished. Grain sellers forecast market stability if locally produced rice and other grains satisfy domestic demand and supply.
We are calling on the Nigerian government to restrict the export of food items to Niger, and with that, there will be food sufficiency and the price will be stable.
If this tempo is maintained, experts say it will be the key to unlock food security and economic growth. In Birnin Kebbi, Abdul Jalil Mohammed Bawa, NTA News.
And still talking about the impact of the bumper agricultural harvests in Kebbi State, Abdul Jalil Mohammed Bawa is standing by in Birnin Kebbi to tell us about the secrets to achieving this feat. Hello, Abdul Jalil. Just give us more details on how this was achieved.
Thank you, Benny. Kebbi State is one of the states that produce all sorts of grains, and about 16 local government areas in the state cultivate rice in abundance. But this year's flooding affected about 14 local governments out of these 16 local governments. But thanks to the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, that's NIMET, and the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, and State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, for their sensitization before and during the rainy season for farmers along the river banks and communities that are close to water to vacate to upper land and plant their crops, which they adhere to and planted their crops on the upper land, which that was the secret of all the about 300 million tons that were cultivated of rice. After the sensitization by relevant authorities, the farmers planted their rice on upper land. Though some of them planted millet close to river banks, which the flooding affected. But later on, when they realized there is need for them to plant their crops on the upper land, they removed the millet and planted rice, because millet cannot withstand flood. So they planted rice, it plays a role in the reduction of price of food items in Kebbi State currently, because a sack of paddy rice is sold for about 75,000 naira before the rainy season is now about 42,000 naira rather, while millet that sold for about 100,000 is now 60,000. Equally, beans that sold for about 165,000 is now 145,000 and thereabout. So the sensitization of relevant authorities and the farmers' compliance really contributed to the number of tons cultivated in Kebbi State. And if you can see behind me, farmers are equally utilizing the flood that just happened in Kebbi State, because they have started clearing their farms to replant rice against the irrigation farming. But one interesting thing is they don't need water, because there are still the remnants of flood water in their farms that they will utilize, so that will save cost of fuel, that will save them cost of watering their rice.
Okay, Abdul Jalil, many thanks for giving us that update. Certainly a good development there in Kebbi State, and certainly we hope that this is kept up. Thank you, Abdul Jalil.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's now cross over to our Ibadan Network Center, where Kemi will be our guide. Hello, Kemi.
And welcome to Ibadan. As Nigeria joins the rest of the world to celebrate Diabetes Day, the need to raise awareness on reducing the risk of the disease and ensuring access to comprehensive, affordable, and quality care has again been stressed. Correspondent Rofia Animashan Badmus in this report takes a look at diagnosis of diabetes and its management.
World Diabetes Day is the largest diabetes awareness campaign globally, highlighting various types of the disease and focusing on the right knowledge and information to make it easier for the diabetic to better manage and treat the condition.
I started with insulin, but later, after 3 years, the doctor changed it to tablets.
I've been nursing it over 20 years and it has no effect on me.
With the theme for this year as breaking barriers, bridging gaps, with a focus on reducing the risk of diabetes and making sure that everyone with the disease has access to equitable, thorough, and high-quality care. Medical experts speak further on the causes, symptoms, and management of diabetes.
The cause is usually due to reduced insulin production or inability of the body to use the insulin produced well. The symptoms that are commonly seen in persons that have diabetes will include excessive urination, excessive thirst, and then excessive hunger.
Yes, children do have diabetes. Why? I cannot tell you exactly now, because what happens is that cells in the body fight each other, and the cells that produce insulin seem to be the casualty whenever diabetes occurs.
Medical experts, however, say diabetes can be tackled by incorporating the right lifestyle measures, regular medications, reducing stress, and regular monitoring. In Ibadan, Rafia Animashan Badmus, NTA News.
A culture of discipline and consistency is pivotal to success in any chosen career. This was the consensus at a forum for town and gown at the University of Ibadan towards preparing young people for excellence at the workplace. Lukman Hassan was there and now reports.
The captains of industries, who were also graduates from the institution, charged the students to be open-minded, dedicated, and always add values to themselves to make them stand out in whatever they do.
Ability to be flexible, to be adaptable, and to embrace the challenges of the job opportunities that come one's way is the greatest thing.
Right from the time you're in university, you should be different from the rest. You should be the best in whatever you do. So that already will set you apart from the crowd.
While developing yourself, it's also very critical for you as you go into the future. The role of discipline and consistency can also not be underrated.
The event was organized to bring together professionals to engage with their students and equip them with practical skills as well as network that set them apart globally.
These companies are able to see the bright students, the capability of the students to ensure that the students we're producing in the university go out and get good jobs.
The University of Ibadan Career Fair brought together masters and captains of industry to educate the students of the university on what they need to succeed in their chosen careers. In Ibadan, Lukman Hassan, NTA News.
And that's it from Ibadan. Nationwide continues with Bilkisu in Jos after this break.
Jos. Plateau government is urging stakeholders in peace building to redouble efforts towards mitigating conflicts. Governor Caleb Mutfwang stated this while declaring open a retreat organized by the Plateau State Peace Building Agency and partners for senior government officials in Bassa. Indiang and Abuja reports.
The workshop mainstreams conflict strategies in government policies, emphasizing the power of communication and negotiation. Governor Caleb Mutfwang advised the participants to be diplomatic in mitigating conflict. The governor observed that his administration's commitment in the area of conflict management and peace building is expected to bring about positive change in the state.
You must be able to lay all the cards on the table. And in doing so, you must be perceived to be fair, to be honest, to be just, to be equitable. And when we have this understanding that people will always come from different angles, our role, therefore, as senior government officials, is to become bridge builders.
Chairman Middle Belt Brain Trust, General Martin Luther Agoy, applauded the state government for strengthening its conflict mechanism approach, urging other states to emulate the move.
If you want security, I bet you there will be equity, there will be fairness, and there will be inclusivity.
Plateau State Peace Building Agency and partners say mainstreaming conflict sensitivity in government business at all levels is paramount to providing the needed dividends of democracy to the people.
To this workshop is an underlying idea that the various NTAs are strategically placed in positions where the actions and inactions of their respective offices would always have implications for peace.
Participants are expected to come up with workable resolutions required in the management of conflict. In Jos, Indenyan and the Abuja, NTA News.
In a bid to ensure every child has access to essential services such as education, healthcare, and social service protection, the National Orientation Agency, Plateau State, in collaboration with National Population Commission and United Nations Children's Fund, has commenced nationwide campaign on birth registration and social mobilization in Jos.
Nigeria has been working to achieve accurate data of its population for national planning and development. This social mobilization campaign, which is taking place in all the 36 states of the country, is expected to provide accurate data of birth registrations from age 0 to 5 years to meet global standards.
So those who take advantage of this window that UNICEF is supporting to ramp up this birth registration will not pay a single dime. In addition, such children, when registered, will also get a national identity number.
In the local government, is going to be a rally and then door-to-door campaign.
For the National Population Commission, UNICEF and other key players, this partnership will enable governments at all levels to plan and provide basic needs of their people.
It is a legal entity. It's a right for every child to have it. And it is compulsory that every parent should register his child.
All you need is the parents or the caregiver national identity number, so that we link it with the child.
Traditional and religious leaders harp on the need for all to key into the campaign, which will be observed door-to-door and at healthcare centers. They urge parents to register their wards as they will receive national identification number upon registration. The campaign on birth registration will last till the end of this month.
That's all from Jos. Is back to Dennis in Abuja for the continuation of Nationwide.
Thank you, Bilkisu. Now, driver impatience, overspeeding and traffic violations by road users have been identified as major causes of road accidents. And as the end of the year approaches, there is heightened concern over road safety in Oyo State. In this report, Kehinde Omolosho explores strategies to minimize road accidents as festivities intensify during the Ember months.
Ember months are characterized by lots of activities, resulting in increased human and vehicular movements, as most people tend to strive harder to meet up with their set targets and expectations towards the Yuletide.
Ultimate thing is to get to your place safe and sound, so there is no point rushing. So if our drivers are checked, and some drivers do take all these alcohol and all of that, it also affects their mental stability.
This new road that they are doing, they put all this stopover bond. You don't let anybody go above the normal 50 kilometers per hour.
Everybody is in a haste. The commercial transporter wants to make the highest profit that time, and people want to get to their destination very fast. Everybody is in a hurry. You find out that people go against the traffic rules, and crashes, a lot of crashes occur.
What then is the sector doing to reduce road crashes during the festive period and beyond?
Going to parks to talk to all our drivers concerning the need to imbibe the safe road culture. We are also sensitizing the passengers.
The advice is for passengers to caution drivers to prevent road crashes, to save lives and property. Kehinde Omolosho.
Let's now join Kehinde Omolosho live in Ibadan for more updates. Hello, Kehinde. Bring us up to speed on efforts to prevent road crashes in Oyo State during the festive period.
Thank you, Dennis. We are in the season of the year commonly known as the Ember Months, from September to December, wherein people have family engagements, work, and so many things to catch up with. Now, this increase in movement from one place to another causes road accidents. Now, the FRSC in Oyo State is doing so much to ensure that road accidents are reduced to the minimum. And with me is the Deputy Corps Commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps in Oyo State, Deputy Corps Commander Operations, Bayode Olugbemiro Olugbasan. Sir, I want to ask you, what are you doing to ensure that traffic accidents are reduced to the minimum in Oyo State?
Okay. We realize that towards the end of the year, that's the Ember months, we have more activities going on, and we know that there's also spike in road traffic crashes. FRSC Oyo State has done so much, and we will engage our traffic controls in all the major routes. Patrol activities will also be enhanced. These patrol activities are to arrest errant drivers, of which also the mobile court will also be there to try those ones that are very, very recalcitrant. We also make sure that there will be prompt rescue services for all the for all the vehicles on the road, wherever there is crashes. Also within the town, we make sure that there is enough traffic control. We will not, however, neglect the issue of public enlightenment, which is very, very vital. It will interest you to know that just last week, on the 5th of September, the Commercial Directs, with the theme of the Ember Month this year, which is Step Up, Speak Up against road traffic crash, dangerous driving. We find out that more passengers are involved, more injured in traffic crashes than the driver. So our focus this year is more on the passengers. So we are engaging the passenger more this year. That is why last week we engaged the media, both print and electronics. So there was a media chat with all of them. Also, we also had motorcade rally around the town and a town hall meeting where all the market women, the youths, the drivers union were also engaged to speak to them that they have the right to speak. We found out that in a bus, you find out there's only one driver. There are more than 14, 50 sometimes in bigger vehicles of passengers. So passengers have the right to life. So they must be able to speak out against dangerous driving, against recklessness of drivers on the road. In the event that I want to speak out against dangerous driving and recklessness on the road, how do I do this? Okay, we have an app. FRSC have an app that you can download. Through this, you can engage us. We also have our number that you can call 122 or the 112. You can call any of them. When you call any of them or you see our patrol vehicles on the road, report any errant drivers and action will be taken immediately. If you call any of those numbers, somebody will pick it and they will direct the next patrol vehicle around that place to address the issue. And such a driver the right thing will be done accordingly. All right, we'd like to sincerely thank you for coming on the program, sir. Now, Dennis, is back to you.
Okay, Kehinde, many thanks for that. We certainly hope these initiatives will have the desired impact. Now, Zamfara State APC Youth League has appealed to the Governor of Zamfara State to improve on the legacy projects bequeathed to the state by his predecessor and now Minister of State Defense, Bello Mohamed Matwale, for stability and sustainable progress. The youth mentioned some of the landmark achievements of the previous government, to include a state-of-the-art government house edifice, a state assembly complex, a massive agriculture revolution program, and socio-economic and enhanced security. The Zamfara APC Youth League appreciated the exoneration of State Minister of Defense for any connection with terrorism and urged the governor to promote policies and programs that are in the best interest of the state.
We will want to use this opportunity to make further recommendation to the governor how he can better manage the Zamfara state, drawing from the success of Dr. Bello Muhammad Matole to lose the state from the current doldrum it has found itself.
The Zamfara Indigenous Group, on the platform of the Governing All Progressives Congress, pledged to continue to rally around the administration of the APC at all levels and appealed for restraint in delving into politics of attacks and retrogression in the name of opposition. Lalidi is in Maiduguri. She'll take over from me briefly for the next set of reports. Hello, Ladidi.
And welcome to Maiduguri. Governor Babagana Umar Islam has inaugurated Community Higher Islamic College Tulamari in Damboa, 17th in the series of such colleges established by the present administration in the state. The governor, during the inauguration ceremony, announced 50 million naira take-off grant for the institution. Mohammed Goni reports.
Establishment of the Community High Islamic College across the 27 local government areas is part of efforts to streamline the Sangaya education into the formal education system through introduction of literacy, numeracy, and digital knowledge to enable products of the Sangaya system stand the test of time.
Our vision is to align with global educational standards, recognizing the importance of blending religious knowledge with critical thinking, technical skills, and digital literacy. We are determined to ensure that no child in Borno State is left behind, regardless of their educational background.
Students of the college were also provided with bicycles and other necessary kits, such as uniforms, books, and school bags, to encourage enrollment and retention as part of back-to-school campaign drive. Commissioner for Education, Science, Technology and Innovation, Lana Bawakilbe, said the present administration has established 102 schools, with each representing a renewed hope for the future of the children, adding that the Damboa local government is a beneficiary of the initiative. Other speakers at the occasion that include Professor Obamalam Gana, Chairman Subev, that of Arabic and Sangaya Board, Member House of Assembly representing Damboa, and the Damboa local government chairman, applauded transformative initiative in the education sector. The governor also inaugurated junior secondary school at Garanjang community in the Damboa local government area, where back-to-school campaign kits and bicycles were also provided to the students. In Maiduguri, Mahmoud Goni, NTA News.
As part of renewed commitment to ensuring overall safety and protection of the civilian population in Borno State and beyond, the Nigerian Police Force has inaugurated an explosive ordnance disposal EOD training school in Maiduguri. Abubakar Musa reports.
We wish to declare
the inauguration of the first ever explosive ordnance disposal EOD training school in Maiduguri was specifically designed to keep police personnel equipped and informed on contemporary management of issues concerning improvised explosive devices, IEDs, and landmines. Given Borno as a case study due to the violent extremism cases experienced over the years, trainees are expected to create wider awareness among the larger population, especially on safety and protection mechanisms against improvised explosive devices and other related matters. Initiated by the Nigerian Police Force in collaboration with Lake Chad Support Basin Framework, UK Aid, and other partners, 60 trainees comprising divisional police officers, divisional crime officers, members of suspect squad, and operational officers, as well as National Youth Service Corps members, are to undergo rigorous training in the maiden session.
by so doing, risk is going to be minimized because you have created awareness.
So far, we've concentrated on those areas of highest risk, but we'd like to see in future, funding permitting, that is spread to other high-risk locations in the northeast of Nigeria and beyond.
The Nigerian Police Force maintained that it is looking forward to exploring more strategies that will aid in achieving its core mandate of protecting lives and property of the citizenry. In Maiduguri, Abubakar Musa, NTA News.
Those are the trending stories from here for now. Nationwide continues with Dennis in Abuja. Dennis, it's your turn.
Welcome back to Abuja. The Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, has advised South African investors and global mining giants to seize the opportunities presented by ongoing reforms and the improved business climate in Nigeria's mining industry. In a keynote address at the inaugural International Investment Forum and roadshow in South Africa for the solid minerals sector in Nigeria, the minister emphasized that Nigeria is open for business, citing the renewed focus of President Bola Tinubu's administration on solid minerals development. Alake outlined the aggressive promotion of the sector, saying that it is central to his 7-point agenda, affirming that the strategy has successfully redirected global attention to Nigeria's mining industry, culminating in increased investments and a significant rise in revenue generated for the country. Highlighting the positive impact of recent reforms, the minister, represented by the Permanent Secretary, Mary Ogbe, pointed out that the introduction of the electronic mining cadastral system has streamlined the licensing process, enabling a fully digitized application system for mining licenses. Additionally, the newly launched Nigeria Minerals Decision Support System offers critical hydrological, geological and geographical data that will assist potential investors in making informed decisions. The Interministerial and Interagency Awareness Summit on the Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities Prohibition Act 2018 has convened to tackle lingering issues surrounding disability discrimination in Nigeria. Gufan Shaji Ugwanyi reports that key stakeholders discussed strategies for effective implementation.
The Interministerial and Interagency Awareness Summit on the Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities Prohibition Act 2018 focused on key areas of reform.
Disaggregate data.
The discussions centered on the urgent need for accessible physical structures, equal employment opportunities, and inclusive education.
Through the constituted channels, His Excellency the President has expressed his commitment to hold accountable any MDA that fails to meet these standards.
We need to move faster in the area of accessibility. We need to move faster even as an organization. The Act already said that 5% of employment should be given to persons with disabilities.
The last thing I'd like to speak to is about partnership, because one person can't exactly tackle this. One organization cannot tackle this. We need each other. And it's not about blaming each other. It's about saying, what can we do more together?
The summit sought to foster interagency collaboration, ensuring a unified and effective implementation of the Act's provision to protect the rights of persons with disabilities. In Abuja, Gufan Shaji Ugwanyi, NTA News.
In other news, as part of ongoing efforts to tackle the issue of out-of-school children, providing them with essential support and guiding them through life's challenges, One Ummah, a non-governmental organization committed to uplifting vulnerable children, particularly those affected by terrorism, by taking them off the streets and offering them quality basic education, recently visited the Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority, Salihu Abdulhamid Dembos. The purpose of the advocacy visits was to seek media support to amplify their mission.
Taking care of the needy, it's a matter of compassion. If you don't have the compassion, this will not work. It's a matter of justice and, of course, a matter of generosity. And I want to assure you that you have a partner in NTA.
We believe that together we can change the future of the young disadvantaged northern child and guarantee them a bright future by keeping them in school. We make a call to all stakeholders to join us to make this change a reality.
I used to focus on my study because I want to be something in the future. Like, my dream is to be a journalist.
To date, over 400 children across 4 states have benefited from One Ummah's initiatives. The organization is calling on relevant stakeholders to join hands in supporting this mission. Health now, with the prevalence of diabetes among a large percentage of the Nigerian population. Observers have advocated establishment of a national diabetes management center by the government to boost coordination, management and treatment of the disease, which is one of the most pocket-draining conditions. This call was central as Nigeria joins the global community to mark World Diabetes Day, as Aisha Uba Ali tells us.
Aside the advocacy for the creation
of National Diabetic Management Center, there's also this advocacy by stakeholders that drugs for diabetic patients should be subsidized to enable them access medication. Aisha Bukar Ali has been in the forefront of creating awareness on diabetes since 2011 after managing gestational diabetes twice. Through her Diabetes Help and Enlightenment Organization, DHEO, Aisha has been able to assist many people living with diabetes. Diabetes has been described as one of the increasing non-communicable diseases according to the World Health Organization. Statistics indicate that more than 400 million people globally are diabetic.
And then the doctor might confirm to you that you are pre-diabetics or already showing, maybe it depends on the number of or the level of sugar, your sugar level that reads. If this is quite high, the doctor will be able to assess.
In 2022, the World Health Organization member states endorsed 5 global diabetes targets to be achieved by 2030, which is also in line with this year's theme, breaking barriers and bridging the gap. Aisha Ubali, NTA News.
Well, fake and counterfeit goods not only endanger brand revenue and consumer trust, but can also put consumer health and safety at risk. These are some of the reasons for the continuous enforcement exercise by the National Agency for Food and Drugs Administration and Control, NAFDAC. Haman Jabani reports that the recent exercise is the raid on an illegal alcoholic drink factory at the Lugbe axis of the Federal Capital Territory.
While counterfeit goods are almost always substandard, as the aim is to gain economic advantage from the goodwill already built by other business brands, the government also loses legitimate revenue. Effectively addressing the counterfeiting of goods in Nigeria protects the health of Nigerians as well as the economic integrity of the nation. The National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, carried out an operation leading to the classification of adulterated alcohol beverages and the discovery of expired salt. The enforcement operation, supervised by the Director of Investigation and Enforcement, is part of effort to curb the circulation of substandard goods, counterfeit and rebranded products.
The people that counterfeit will carry you as an individual and clone you. So you can't differentiate between the original and even the fake. It's only when you take it to the lab that you'll be able to also differentiate that, because the counterfeit, the content will of course be different from what is genuinely registered. We rely a lot on the general public because we are not everywhere. So if this information has not been brought to us, of course, we wouldn't have been here. So we have very foolproof monitoring system.
Enforcement activity is going to be intensified. We also have our offices all over the Federation. They are also going to intensify their enforcement action.
The team seized the products and sealed the premises while investigation is ongoing. Hamad Jabani, NTA News.
And the Federal Ministry of Health, through Tertiary Health Institutions Standards Committee, is taking a step further at enhancing standards of healthcare in Nigeria. Salwa Khalil Ibrahim reports that medical and legal experts, security and regulatory bodies, as well as the media are meeting in Abuja to finalize a document that will guide how a second chance at life is offered to patients with end-stage organ failure, while safety and other concerns of all parties involved is secured.
It's ways that people are doing things and illegal ways they are conducting these affairs. So the need to comfort with a guide, with a standard is there.
Cornea, bone marrow, liver, kidney, these are all part of transplantation. And anybody that wants to carry out organ transplantation, that includes the institutions where they are going to do it, both at national and local levels everywhere, they must apply and be certified.
Kidney transplantation on its own is not the legality. It's the purchase of an organ, purchasing an organ that makes it illegal.
Next is Sports Update.
Marian Gimba was crowned the overall winner of the junior individual female category at the 5th edition of the Silas Agara National Junior and Senior Karate Championship held at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium in Abuja. Favor Adebayo won silver, while Salid Ayesha took home bronze.
Try to work hard and make the best out of my training.
The event featured around 213 karateka's from 17 states across the federation. Meanwhile, Nigerian Super Eagles are close to securing their spot in the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations as they prepare to take on the Cheetahs of Benin Republic in a crucial Match Day 5 showdown on Thursday night in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire. With 3 wins and 1 draw from their 4 previous qualification matches, the Super Eagles are currently leading Group D with 10 points, 4 points ahead of second place Benin Republic.
I see Nigeria taking the day, having the potency of Osimhen, Lookman, and Victor Boniface, especially Lookman, the African Footballer of the Year in waiting for 2024. So I think the match is for Nigeria to lose, regardless of where the match will be played.
In the meantime, Ivory Coast has confirmed its qualification for the upcoming Africa Cup of Nations, leading their group with 9 points from 4 matches. Zambia is right behind them in second place with 7 points from the same number of games. Sierra Leone has 5 points with 1 match remaining, while Chad has been eliminated. And Equatorial Guinea has also qualified for the tournament following Liberia's 1-0 win over Togo in Monrovia, which ensured both Liberia and Togo were eliminated. Now, Equatorial Guinea can look forward to the finals in Morocco, scheduled from December 21, 2025 to January 18, 2026. The top 2 teams from each of the 12 qualifying groups will progress to the finals. With Sports Update, Bright Ebochu, NTA News.
And that concludes Nationwide. Many thanks for watching. I am Dennis Adigunloye.